Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I have something unique from Audi. Well, it's not unique, it's going to be the future. I have the Audi E-Tron Sportback. Now this is Audi's flagship electric vehicle and we'll be driving it in Dubai and seeing how it performs in our beautiful city and update you shortly. So what we have here is the Audi E-Tron, which is Audi's signature electric vehicle. Coming to the looks of it, it looks like any other Audi and it's a handsome vehicle. If you see the profile of it, it's unmistakably an Audi. And you can't make out it's an electric vehicle actually unless you read the badges. You would just think it's a regular petrol car or a diesel car, which is a good thing because again, that intimidation factor for customers who want to move in from a petrol or diesel car to an EV is lesser. Now let's come take a look at some of the cool things, which are these charging ports. You press the button, it goes down, and this is the socket that lets you know you can plug in the car. And you can spec it with two sides. Both the sides can have a charging port, which makes you easier to just go into a battery charging place and charge from either side. This is the e-tron's party piece. The side mirrors. Well, there's no mirror, it's a camera which is connected to the screen inside, and that makes the car more aerodynamic and more efficient. It can be spec'd in any way you want, and Audi gives you 12 to 13, I think 12 different shades to get your car painted in, and the brake calipers can actually be painted to match your car. This is the 55, which is their premium car. They also have the 50, which is one spec lower, and then you can choose them in multiple trim levels to suit your budget. Overall, the Audi E-Tron is a great place to start off as your first EV car. Since this is an EV, it's got a range of around 440 kilometers. But like I told you earlier, since this is an EV, we usually get around 80-85% of the actual estimated battery range in real daily life situations. Now this is the front of the car where the charging cables are stored. This is what you connect to the charger and to the battery pack to charge. This is a meter which also comes with the car. It's stored in this. Now, Audi claims with DC charging you can charge up to 80% of the battery in just half hour. So if you're going out of the city or a long drive, you can plan your distance, you can plan your drive, and then go to your spot, charge your car, have a cup of coffee, and you're good to go. First impressions. When you sit inside, it is so familiar to every other Audi car on sale, which is a good thing. All the buttons, all the controls, all the levers are exactly where an existing Audi customer would find it. And that is a very good thing because it gives you a sense of comfort. It gives you a sense of know-how as to where you can reach all the buttons and levers. If you're a new customer to Audi, it is also a good thing because the Audi infotainment is extremely easy to use and it's just simple. So you are intuitively placed in a position to be able to access everything. And because it's an Audi, the quality of interiors and the buttons and the plastics and the leather is unmatched. It's an extremely good place to be in, extremely comfortable and extremely luxurious. Now in the Middle East, the Audi E-Tron comes with standard air suspension, and the Volkswagen Group and Audi and all the other brands have got the air suspension down to a pat. It's just perfect and sublime, and it always feels as if you're on a magic air carpet ride. You don't feel anything on the road, which is a very comforting feeling, mixed and matched to an EV which has absolutely no sound. So overall, you're sitting inside an electric vehicle with no road noise, no tire noise, no noise from the engine, no vibrations, no sense of any sort of disturbance into a comfortable, relaxed, luxury overall experience. Another interesting bit is it has these rear side view cameras which basically act as your side view mirrors, and they are displayed to a screen inside on the doors. And it takes some getting used to, because as intuitive or practice, we kind of end up looking outside the window to look for what's happening behind us, but we have to actually look inside and down now. It takes some practice, but it looks cool. It is one of the coolest things I've seen in the e-tron. Like I said earlier, the interiors of the e-tron are a great place to be in. And this is the revolutionary rear view camera, which you can see and adjust. And that's how it looks on the outside. Now this is designed for the car to be more aerodynamic. When it becomes more aerodynamic, there's less drag, and that increases the efficiency of an EV. Now this camera is connected to this screen down here, and this screen can be adjusted with your finger to see what's behind you. And for the left mirror or the right mirror, you click on this, and then it's the other mirror over there which comes into play. You can adjust both of them to this screen. Now, as you can see, this is how interiors of all modern Audis look like. The current generations, 2 screens. This controls your climate control, AC, heating, etc. This controls all your infotainment, your Audi MMI, navigation, music, telephone. Everything is controlled via this. And it's an extremely beautiful place to be in. Now, this is the EV version of Audi's excellent gear shift. You can see it's got park, drive, sport, and then you put it into drive, and that's how the car functions. To park, just put it in P and you're parked. The e-tron comes with various driving modes such as efficiency, comfort, and dynamic. Now when you're in efficiency or comfort, the car responds in a nice, smooth, relaxed manner. But when you change the setting to dynamic and sport mode, there's a sense of urgency that comes up in the acceleration, which is good when you feel like driving the car enthusiastically. Now EVs are usually heavier than their petrol counterparts or ICE counterparts. The e-tron weighs around 2,500 kgs or 2.5 tons, and that's a pretty heavy vehicle. However, the handling is okay. It's not the best for spirited driving because the weight does move around a lot, but it's still good enough for you to be able to push it when you feel like. Now with electric vehicles, the battery is situated below our floor. So the center of gravity is completely down low. It frees up space in the entire car, which can be used for passengers and storage, which gives any electric car, and the e-tron for that matter, ample volume and open airy feeling inside, which just adds to the charm of a daily driver. It just makes it a nice, bright, airy place to be in. The e-tron is set up like a regular car in terms of driving. So in a regular car, when you put the car in first gear or move the car into D, there is an initial lag and the car gets momentum and then it moves on. It's the same kind of setup Audi has given to the e-tron, because they want you to be as comfortable as possible while driving an electric car. It has to feel the same as driving a regular car. And this also reduces the anxiety of new customers who move from a petrol or diesel engine to an electric car. Now the e-tron comes with 2 motors. It's technically an all-wheel drive car, but with rear-wheel bias. So that means the motor at the back is actually always doing the work, and the motor in the front kicks in when it's required to or when it's needed for more traction or more speed or grip. However, the engine at the back is more powerful than the engine on the front. Audi claims a range of 440 kilometers on a full charge. We won't be driving the car for that long, but my usual understanding of this is the range is reduced by a real life range on daily driving, you know, city traffic, signals, highway, just braking at random things, or changing of the way we drive, or you know, the kind of aggressiveness that we drive in would reduce the actual daily or actual range of per charge by 20%. What you can see now are paddle shifters on the steering of the e-tron, and you'll be wondering, what do you want paddle shifters on an EV for? There are no gears to change. Well, what it does, it actually changes the regen. Regen means the car slows down automatically once you lift off your foot from the accelerator. So the more regen you have, the more charge actually goes into the battery, which makes the range more effective. It makes the car drive for longer. Now for city driving, the e-tron is effortless. It does 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds, which is not fast, but it is fast enough for your daily needs, and it cruises so effectively, smooth. The air suspension, it's just brilliant. The drive is just comfortable, relaxing. Overall, a good place to be in. The e-tron in the Middle East will be offered in two specs, the 50 and the 55. The 50 will have a smaller battery and the 55 will have a larger battery. Obviously, larger battery will have more range and the smaller battery will have less range. The starting price of the e-tron is somewhere around 250, 270, 250,000 dirhams or 270,000 dirhams, which is a decent entry-level price point for an EV. It's more expensive than the Tesla Model 3, but less expensive than Tesla Model S and Model X. And the top of the line e-tron will match the price of a Tesla Model S, but the build quality, the interiors, the quality of materials used in the car is much better than that. It's out there, it's really top notch. I'm really enjoying the e-tron. I don't think there's a better way of putting in effortless than driving an e-tron.